Luffy woke up shouting, "Where is our ship?" Zoro rubbed his eyes, looking at the empty sea. Usopp screamed, "Nami took our ship and all our treasure." The three friends stood on the beach feeling very angry and sad. Suddenly, they heard laughing from the water. It was Johnny and Yosaku, their bounty hunter friends. "Hello, friends. Why do you look like sad monkeys?" asked Johnny. "We will help you," said Yosaku. The brothers gave them a small boat with a white sail. "This is all we have, but friends help friends," said Johnny. "Be careful of Arlong Park ahead," warned Yosaku. The small boat sailed across the blue sea with Luffy, Sanji, and Yosaku. Zoro, Usopp, and Johnny took another path to find Nami. Yosaku pointed at the horizon. "That way is Fishman territory," he said. "Arlong is very strong and cruel." Sanji cooked delicious fish sandwiches for everyone. "How do you know Nami went there?" asked Luffy. Yosaku remembered. "I saw Nami looking at Arlong's poster with angry eyes." Meanwhile, Zoro's group reached Scary. Arlong Park, Usopp saw fishmen swimming, and his legs shook like jelly. "Let's run away," he whispered. They tied Zoro to a tree so he wouldn't fight. "We will come back with help," promised Johnny. The two ran to Cocoyasi village where houses were broken and people looked sad. Usopp met a boy named Chabo holding a knife. "I will fight Arlong for my father," said the boy. A kind woman with blue hair stopped them. "No fighting fishmen," she said. Her name was Nojiko. Usopp woke up in a cozy house smelling of oranges. Nojiko gave him orange juice. "Nami is my sister," she said. Usopp's mouth fell open. "Nami works for Arlong, but she is good inside." Nojiko showed him a room full of maps. At Arlong Park, Zoro faced the shark-like Arlong. Nami stood beside Arlong wearing their enemy mark. Zoro felt confused. Why Nami? He thought. He suddenly jumped into the deep water. "Help!" shouted Nami as she dived after him. Nami pulled Zoro to safety, then slapped him. "Why did you test me?" she cried. Arlong laughed. "Lock him up," Nami ordered. But later she sneaked back and freed Zoro. "Run away," she whispered. "I have my own plan." Zoro understood Nami was pretending to be bad. 8 years ago, Cocoyasi village was a sunny, happy place where tangerine trees grew everywhere. The villagers worked together, and children played by the sparkling sea. Among them lived a kind but tough woman named Bellemmer, who took care of 2 little girls, Nojiko and Nami. One rainy evening, Bellemmer found 2 shivering girls hiding near broken trees after a big storm. Even though she didn't have much, she opened her arms wide. "From today, we're family," she said cheerfully. Life was simple but full of love. Nami loved drawing pictures of their island, dreaming of making maps of the whole world. Nojiko always protected her little sister, just like Bellemmer protected them both. One morning, dark shadows fell over the village. A group of scary fishmen led by Arlong came ashore. They said all villagers must pay lots and lots of money every month to stay safe. Bellemmer didn't have enough for all 3 of them. The girls cried, "We'll share. We only need 2 portions." But Bellemmer stood up straight. "I have 2 wonderful daughters. Their names are Nojiko and Nami." Arlong's eyes grew cold. "Then you're choosing to stay with them instead of paying for yourself." Bellemmer hugged her girls tightly. "Remember, my dears, true treasure is the love we share." Then the fishmen took her away. Little Nami, only 10 years old, made the hardest decision. She told Arlong, "If I draw perfect maps for you, will you let our village be free?" Arlong agreed, but he didn't smile like people do when they tell the truth. For years, Nami worked quietly, collecting money bit by bit, always remembering Bellemmer's words about true treasure. Nami's hidden treasure, collected over years of suffering, had been stolen by the Navy, revealing their cruel alliance with Arlong. Heartbroken and desperate, she finally turned to Luffy. "Help me," she whispered. That was all Luffy needed to hear. Placing his straw hat on her head, he declared, "Let's go save your village," with Luffy leading the charge. The Straw Hat stormed toward Arlong Park. Zoro gripped his 3 swords. Sanjay cracked his knuckles. And even Usopp steadied his trembling hands ready to fight for their friend. Meanwhile, Nojiko and the villagers, realizing how much Nami had sacrificed for them, grabbed whatever weapons they could find. "We won't hide anymore," Nojiko shouted, rallying the townspeople. Together, they marched toward Arlong Park, their voices rising in defiance. At the park's entrance, Arlong and his fishman warriors stood ready, their weapons gleaming. "You think a few humans can challenge us?" Arlong sneered, his shark-like grin widening. The air crackled with tension as the 2 forces faced off. Luffy stretched his arms, Zoro raised his blades, and Sanji swirled his lollipop thoughtfully. Behind them, the villagers stood firm, their determination unshakable. Nami watched, her heart pounding. For the first time in years, she wasn't alone. The battle for Cocoyasi village and her freedom was about to begin.